These are the top 10 games I loved as a kid, but don't love anymore. Number 10, Gunstar Heroes. I loved this game. I owned this game on Sega Genesis. It's classic, it's got awesome graphics, fast and furious gameplay, it's super high production, it's super creative. I think the lack of strafing is one of the biggest problems with the game. You can only choose between fixed shot and running, but the game is basically built around strafing. So the ideal solution is to pick fixed shot, but to just like jump and take little hops everywhere. So you're like hopping and shooting around and then hopping and shooting around. I don't even think Contra Hardcore had strafing, but it somehow played better. It annoys me less. I don't know why. The biggest problem with the game is black space. You know, you make it to the 4th level and it just sucks. It's not fun. I knew it was always a problem area, but when I played it recently, it was just unbearable. I kept happening to land on the return to start space, and it was just super annoying, and I don't think the battles on the board game are fun. And then the last levels are just kind of tedious and exhausting, where you're just having to fight onslaughts of enemies with that little hopping fixed shot bullshit. I had a lot of fun with Gunstar Heroes back in the day, but I just don't have fun with it anymore. Number 9, Double Dragon for Nintendo. I used to have a blast renting this game, and now that I think about it, I don't think I ever beat it, and now I know why. It requires kind of like this annoying level up system where you're supposed to punch people a certain amount of times, and you're supposed to kick people a certain amount of times, or some shit. I don't know, I thought it was not as fun as it used to be to me. After playing a game called Renegade for the first time, it was the predecessor to Double Dragon. I thought it was way more fun, and I think it's actually better than Double Dragon. Number 8, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I loved this game. I love Castlevania. This game is inspirational. It was awesome back in the day when it came out. It was kind of under the radar. And amazing to discover, and it was just like revolutionary at the time. But nowadays, I don't know, I think it's just kind of sloggy and boring. There's a huge amount of backtracking, and the backtracking is not fun, it's slow. There's huge areas in the castle where you're just kind of running, and you run at a slow pace, and the wolf is horrible. The wolf is not a fun transformation, the bat is super slow, and backtracking is necessary. There's not a lot of warps set around the castle. The later entries in the series, particularly the DS ones, just got the formula so much better, so much more precise. It got the action way more on and fast and fun. Upside Down Castle, particularly, can be kind of tedious, and it doesn't help that it plays the same fucking song in, like, more than half the castle. It feels like the production team just got, like, exhausted from making it, and they couldn't even put in the right amount of music to accommodate the Upside Down Castle. It's weird. But, you know, the game has incredible music, it has incredible graphics, it has maybe the best story. I just don't think it holds up, I don't think it's as fun, I think it's sloggy, and I would rather play the DS games over this any day. We gotta go all the way back, y'all. We gotta go all the fucking way back. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, my hair just caught on fire, oh my god! Number 7, Zelda Ocarina of Time. I loved this game. For the longest time, I actually thought this was the best Zelda. The atmosphere is awesome, the music is cool, the control system is great. It's so much better than a lot of other games from that time period. The lock-on and the sword play is just good and solid. But I think the game is just super slow and hard to get into these days. I think that the first few dungeons are just not fun at all. Particularly the horrible whale belly dungeon where you're having to pick up that little fish girl and throw her the fuck around. A lot of the game is spent kind of meandering and fucking around and trying to figure out where you're supposed to go. And it doesn't really get much more fun until later in the game, but even then there's a lot of problems, like the infamous water temple and stuff. I'm also just super tired of a lot of the atmospheres, like the Death Mountain and the Gorons, and there's just so much like stuff that was used over and over. It's like so many Zelda games after this remade this game, basically. I'm so fatigued on Hyrule and Ganondorf and all those dirtbags. I'm over Zelda 64. It was awesome at the time, but I don't have fun with it anymore. Number 6, DuckTales. I don't know, I just don't like this game as much as I used to. I used to think it was one of the best on the NES. I thought it was awesome and fun. It has that unique pogo attack mechanic. But, I don't know, I just don't enjoy it that much anymore. No one talks about how there's no continues in it, and I think that that's kind of like brutally difficult in a way. You're supposed to know the stage order, and I just didn't know it the last time I played it. I thought that some of the enemy placements were super cheap. Something about DuckTales just doesn't resonate with me anymore. I'm sorry, but I just don't like DuckTales on NES anymore. Honorable mention, Tomb Raider. I didn't love Tomb Raider back in the day. I wasn't crazy about Tomb Raider, but I do remember borrowing it from a kid and making it pretty far in the game and enjoying like the atmosphere and like, you know, when you swim underwater, you see the light coming through, and I thought it had really cool like stuff about it. And, you know, I liked that ancient shit back in the day. I liked them temples and mosaics and shit, so it was kind of cool at the time. But nowadays, unsurprisingly, it just feels so archaic. The graphics don't hold up, even on the remaster. The control is horrible. The control is so fucking annoying in Tomb Raider. I couldn't make these jumps, and I had to keep like repeating this part over and over, and it wasn't fun. The atmosphere is like not as good as I remember it. The levels are just like huge, vast open spaces that you run around with minimal combat. I just thought that the place was not fun to explore. It wasn't. I was getting lost and repeating the same place over and over, and I just completely lost interest. Tomb Raider just completely lost me. And now for the top 5, number 5 is Faxanadu. This is a game that it still to me has an awesome atmosphere. It's mysterious and dark and unique, truly unique, awesome music, awesome graphics. But I just don't like it anymore. Like, I got so bored with it on my recent playthrough. It's grindy. There's a lot of places that seem like you're supposed to go to them, like fake out temples, and you spend all this time and effort going through these challenging temples, and you basically just get like a fucking potion in them. It made me just not want to play it anymore. I quit halfway through the game. Number 4, Metal Gear Solid 3. I used to love this game, and I do not love it anymore. I don't know why. I loved this game. I played through it several times when I was young. It was so cool to me. The gameplay was awesome to me. The story was a little long-winded, but it was cool. The bosses were really interesting and campy and fun. It was like fun and didn't take itself too seriously. And it was super creative. But I don't know if it was the HRT or what, but I do not like this game anymore. I think it's just fucking boring and ugly. Like, I think it's all hazy looking and blurry looking, and it just looks like ass to me. The aiming is horrible. It goes into that first person mode. And the worst thing about the gameplay is that the later games implemented that crouch where you could like do that creep, and you know, that made the gameplay way more efficient, and I guess I got used to it because when I went back to it, I kept wanting to do that creep, and I couldn't, and it just really hurt the gameplay to me. But even if I could creep in it, I just wouldn't enjoy it. I don't like Metal Gear Solid 3 anymore. I can't exactly pinpoint why. It's a fantastic game for what it is. I just, it's not my thing anymore. Number 3 is StarTropics. I talked about this recently in my top 10 games I owned as a kid, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it here, but I did used to love it. I owned it. I loved that it had that map that you submerged, and it just brought it into the real world. It was unique and pretty and had cool music and charm up the wazoo. But nowadays, I think it's just a chore. I think that the gameplay isn't as adaptable to me. I can't adapt to the gameplay like I used to. It's rigid, and the attack is frustrating. The stupid yo-yo's annoying. The dungeons don't refill your energy when you die and have to restart. It's just sloggy and not fun to me. I played it recently and I didn't want to continue because I just was not having fun. I was getting annoyed and frustrated and ultimately not enjoying the atmosphere like I used to. But I used to love it. I used to love StarTropics, and I still have a fondness for it. And I did buy the John Riggs air freshener, StarTropical. Number 2, Super Mario 3. I already talked about this a lot in my top 10 games that I find overrated these days, and I think it was maybe number 1 in that list, and it's pretty high up here too because I really did love it. I loved discovering Mario 3, I loved the build up to Mario 3, they had that movie The Wizard, and they gave you the little tiny Nintendo powers in the movie theater that were just advertisements for Mario 3. There was a huge hype machine for it, and it was worthy of it at the time. It was a high-quality game with awesome music and graphics. And all the, whatever. It's Mario 3, it's a legendary game, whatever. But I don't think it's fun anymore. I'm gonna devote a whole video to Mario 3. You just wait. I got so much to say about Mario 3, but I love Mario 1. I love the gameplay built around the physics. And Mario 3 just kind of throws it away. It just goes. Mario 3 is more of a game. It's not a physics game. It's just novelty and costumes, but you're running around and there's lots of stretches where there aren't even enemies. You're just running around a damn flat ass field. It's just not fun to me anymore. I gave up halfway through when I was playing it last because it was just not fun. Like, I don't know what to say. I think Mario 1 and 2 are fun games, and I don't think Mario 3 is fun. But I used to love it. I used to love Mario 3. And my number 1 game that I loved as a kid and hate. I hate this game. This isn't just a game that I want to avoid now. This is a game that I loathe now. I hate Wario Land 3. I fucking hate this game. And I loved it as a kid. I loved Wario Land 3. I think it's just abysmal to play now. It's just annoying. It's frustrating. It's tedious. It has gorgeous graphics. It has a really cool atmosphere. It's a high quality Nintendo production. It's made by their A-team, and it just has the most annoying puzzle levels. It's hard to figure out what to do, where to go, and even when you know where to go, it's hard to figure out what to do. I had fun doing it as a kid. I really did love this game and revisit it a few times. I love Wario Land 1. I don't really love Wario Land 2 that much. I love Wario Land Virtual Boy. I like the ones that are just mostly about side-scrolling and beating a level and maybe discovering secrets along the way, but not the whole game being around secrets and puzzles. The enemies, like, making you turn into different things and having to figure out the right ones. All the enemy transformations are annoying. The zombie, you fall through the fucking floor and it just moves so fucking slow. The thing that makes you a pancake jumping up and down is just frustrating. Every single thing is just built on the worst game mechanics ever. Wario Land 3 can... I used to love this game. I fucking loved this game. This is the one that I had as a kid. This is my copy, and I just fucking hate it. I never want to play Wario Land 3 again. Fuck Wario Land 3. It's so fucking annoying. It's horrible. What about you? Surely there's games that you loved as a kid, and now you just fucking hate them. Let me know in the comments what really rubs you the wrong way these days. And thank you for watching.